Hi friends, Shayla here. And today we're just gonna sit and have a little chat. So this isn't something I typically do, as you guys know. I know that a lot of people within the manga community recently have been feeling a bit discouraged for one reason or another. They see some creators growing faster than they are, they're struggling to see their sub count change, and various other things like that within the community. This happens in the booktube community all the time, and no one's really talked about it in the booktube community for a long time. So today's discussion is more going to be why being a YouTuber in the reading space is harder than most spaces. So we're just gonna go ahead and get after this because I think it's gonna be a long one. So first things first, a lot of the reading community, this is both booktube and mangatube, most tend to be a little more soft-spoken, and so they can come across as like mousy or scared on camera. So what some people have done to help this is they get a lapel mic or whatever, or they try to film when no one's home. So if they feel like they're shouting at the camera, then no one's gonna hear them. So in general, sound is really important in your videos because I know a lot of creators, including myself, actually just aren't necessarily looking at what you're saying, because sometimes when I'm on my commute on my way into work, I put on somebody's haul or somebody's discussion topic, and that's what I listen to on my commute into work or coming home from work. And today's commute was full of these, you know, mangatube community things, as I have gotten stuff all over me. But we're just being real here, so I'm not gonna worry about it. And this is just real life, and this is what you get sometimes when you're with Big Sis Shay just having a discussion. So anyways, what we're gonna talk about is the fact that being a creator isn't easy. No matter what space you're in, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of work. And some people aren't gonna feel comfortable putting in that work to give some viewers the quality that they feel they deserve. To some people who watch YouTube, quality is like the biggest, highest thing. So what I always encourage people to do is try to do the highest quality content that you're capable of while also producing high quality sound and video. You know, you want what you're talking about to be important, but you also want to make sure if somebody's visually watching you that they're happy to watch. Some creators, especially, well, in both spaces really, in booktube and mangatube, I kind of play both lines. So I'm trying to bring this to both spaces, is that some people are willing to put in a lot more effort on their videos than others. Me, I take the time to edit my videos, check the sound, I color correct as needed. My husband just helped me invest in a great new camera so that my quality is better for those who are visually watching me. And for me, where I'm holding something up typically, like a book or a volume of manga, or something else geeky that makes me really happy, those kinds of things are important to me when I watch a video, that I want to see it in high quality. I want to see the full book. All those kinds of things. I want the quality to be great. So I expect to put out great quality as well. So slowly over the years, I've been doing this almost 4 years now, and I'm only at almost 1,300 subs, where there are people who have been in like booktube for a year and they're over 10K. I'm super proud of those creators, a little jealous, but mostly proud, because what they're doing is they started with a big, nice camera like I just barely 4 years later invested in, and they spend a lot more time editing their videos than I do. And I appreciate the heck out of what they're doing and what they bring to the community. What I bring is different. What I bring is a little more raw, a little more authentic. I do edit, but that's typically just to take out long pauses or overly excessive ums and ands and things, because I do that naturally when I talk. And that really irritates some viewers, so I try to cut back on those. That's typically what I'm editing out when I edit a video. Occasionally I'll zoom in or something just for fun and for some sass. But, you know, that's just who I am, and those are things that I like seeing in videos. So that's something on the quality sides of things. But the biggest thing people are talking about is like feeling segregated within these communities, and also that they're feeling burnout. So it's time for me to start addressing those things. I think the reason why the reading space is harder for YouTubers than most other spaces is because there is so much time we invest off camera for our content that you guys never see. If you're watching a reading vlog, you see little bits of that, but you don't see the full thing, because usually we're like montaging it all together, because you don't want to sit there and watch us for an hour organically read and not be able to talk to us. So in those ways, we put in way more time off camera than we do on camera, which is why I can understand how people can get burnout in the booktube and mangatube space so quickly, especially if they're spending a ton of time editing their videos, or they tend to discuss a lot in their videos. Those can get overly excessively long to edit. Some of my favorite videos to edit, honestly, take me the longest. Those are the releases on my radar videos. I spend 2 to 3 hours researching and getting all of the titles together. I spend a good, you know, half an hour to 45 minutes actually filming it. And then the editing process is another 2 to 3 hours on top of that, plus your exporting time, which can be anywhere from a half an hour to 45 minutes, and then my upload time to YouTube. So I'm spending anywhere between 6 to 8 hours for a 10 to 20 minute video that you guys get once a month. And some people aren't willing to put in that effort. That's part of why I do it. No one else was doing this for me. The only person who kind of does this, well, there's two. Natalie from over at Pages and Panels tries to do it, but she's an overly crazy busy gal, and I love her to pieces, and I know she can't always keep up. And then Lythus tends to do it, but he favors shonen and seinen titles, but those aren't the titles I'm excited about, and no one does it for books on a monthly basis. So that's where I come in. There might be a few people out there hiding that they haven't come across my feed. If that's you, please let me know down below. I would love to see other people's like books they're excited for a month, not just a quarter at a time. Because if you're doing it a quarter at a time, you miss a lot of titles. That's why I like to do mine monthly. Plus, you know, I read a ton of manga, and I'm excited about a lot of manga that comes out every month. But I feel like I'm the only one letting a lot of people know that these titles are coming out. Yes, I don't do a lot of shonen and seinen, and I will admit that, and I will own up to that. But that's not who I am. Part of being in the YouTube space is you have to find a way to feel like yourself on camera. For some people, that's putting on a mask, becoming a different persona, and just being somebody else on camera. For me, that's videos like this, where I just kind of strip down and I'm just myself. I don't script my videos. The only videos I've ever scripted, really, there was 1 or 2 wrap-ups that I tried to script, but they were so bad. Ugh. And then the ones where I'm actually doing voiceover, I do script that out because it's easier for me to just record that when I have my thoughts in front of me. That's like, in my church, we occasionally are asked to speak over the pulpit to the congregation. It's not always just a bishop or a pastor. The congregation also contributes to the meeting that way. And so when I do that, I have to have it written in front of me, and I just kind of read it and throw a little bit of myself that I haven't written into it. And that's essentially what I do when I do those voiceover videos. And again, those are ones that actually don't take me that long. They look really good, but they don't take me that long. I haven't done one since I got this video, or this camera, but I've got one that I would like to film coming up soon, so. Anyway, sorry if you hear lots of jingling bells. That's just my cats in the background. You guys are probably used to this by now. And if you're new, I'm sorry. I cannot stop them, and it's just not worth stopping this video to do it. So yes, I think burnout is legitimately real, because we're not just sitting in front of a camera for 20 minutes and then having to edit it, or even hire somebody to edit it. A lot of the big YouTubers hire people to do all that for them. They just sit and film and then let somebody else do the hard work, and they outsource it and pay it because they can afford to do that. I probably won't ever do that. I really enjoy the editing process. even though it can get frustrating sometimes when my software won't do what I want it to do, but I think that's pretty normal for most people. I don't think I'm alone in that thought process at all. So anyway, that's kind of some thoughts there. And let's get into the whole divisions within community thing. This happens a ton in both spaces. And I think it's just kind of normal. Just like in real life, you find your people that you click with. And you can click with a big community, but then there's always people within the community that you just click tighter with. Like, you just connect better. You read more of the same titles. You live in the same time zone. Whatever the case may be. Like, that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand why people feel like it's all or nothing. Because real life isn't all or nothing. You don't have to be best friends with everybody you see on the street just because they live in your town. Like, that's just not how life works. And you can't expect an entire community to love everything you do. Because we are all very different people with a similar hobby. That's what brings us to YouTube. It's manga or books. And we can't expect the entire community to love us. There are those few within those communities that are universally loved. And those are the people that grow really quick, and they tend to have really high quality videos, really outgoing, bubbly personalities, or they have this great character that they are on camera, and that's how that works for them. And kudos to them. I absolutely love those people. But some of my favorite content creators are people like me who are much more simple. Just a few off the top of my head. I'm going to do some in both spaces. So BookTube, people who have inspired me for years, are Kayla from over at Books and Lala and Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. Both of those girls are really stripped down. They are just organically themselves on camera, and I strive every day to be like these women. They inspire me greatly, and I admire what both of them do. I have much more similar reading tastes to Sam than I do to Kayla, but Kayla is just so fun to watch that I will watch anything that woman decides to put out. She comes up with some of the most creative content in the reading platform, and I love her to pieces for it, and I will support her channel forever. Like, I think I found her channel before she even hit 25K. Yeah, I don't even think she had hit 25K when I first started watching her. And she's almost to 75K these days. She's killing it. And then Sam, I was watching her, I think it was shortly after she hit 10K. Because I came into the community later. These ladies were already in the community by the time I joined. And they're fantastic. I've always looked up to them. They create fantastic content. And Sam, regularly, she just stands in front of her shelves and talks about whatever she wants to talk about. She's gone on to create BookNet Fest, which, again, I greatly admire. Her and Marnie Nest, they're fantastic. I love them both. And again, I don't always agree with Sam's thoughts on things. And Mari, I would throw in here as well. Mari reads very differently than I do, but I love listening to her reviews. She has some of the most tasteful one-star reviews I have ever watched in my life. And I love these creators. In the MangaTube space, I think people that inspire me are Laura from over at the Manga Hoarder. I've always looked up to her. She can talk about anything manga related, and I always learn something new watching her. And again, she's very simple. She just stands in front of her shelf and films. And she'll occasionally vlog, and I love her vlogs too, because they usually include all her cute animals and her sister and a bunch of crazy manga, and I love it. And Mama from over at Mama Loves Manga, again, somebody who's just organically themselves on camera. They edit a little bit. Mama's my girl. I love my Aisha. She's fantastic. But you know, these are very simple creators, and I'm drawn to the simple. Some people love the overly produced things. That's just not me. If somebody's going to overly produce their stuff, I can appreciate it and I can watch it and I can enjoy it. But that doesn't mean that's what I'm going to go and do. And that doesn't mean they have to be my best friend. Even these people that I look up to and admire in the community, they're not always going to want to be my best friend. I am lucky that Laura and Aisha want to talk to me. And Sam's talked to me on and off. I don't think Kayla and I have ever had a reason to connect, so we never have. And so, again, you can admire people from afar. That's totally fine. You don't have to be everyone's best friend. I think that's the thing that people assume is going to happen when they join the reading YouTube space, because it is a genuinely friendly community. You can find a lot of people that you connect with. But if you're expecting to connect with the biggest and the best and the most popular, that's most likely not going to happen, because they already have their core friends that they found within the community and they connect more with. That doesn't mean that they don't like you. That just means that they connect more deeply with them. And yeah, they might shout them out more or try to support them a little bit more just because they're closer. That doesn't mean they hate you. And I think that's something that's a very common miscommunication. But yeah, so all of this summed up is, I understand burnout. If you are feeling burnt out, it's okay. Take a break, and when you feel like you want to, come back. Because if you force yourself to do it, you're going to resent it, and then you'll really quit forever, and you will regret it later, like 10 years down the road, saying, I really loved doing that, but I just tried too hard and tried to be someone I wasn't. And that's not okay. I miss it. I don't want any of my friends to miss out on the experience of being part of this community however they want to. Some people want to be very active and connect with a lot of people, and others are content to just put out what they want to put out and watch and support the videos that they love of their friends. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not all or nothing in either community. Because you can't expect all or nothing when the communities are as big as they are. That's not how it's ever going to work. Naturally, there will be some like division in like subcounts, just because naturally a lot of the people who typically are subbed to you will be subbed to the other people around your same sub range. And that's just naturally how YouTube works. That's not anything we as creators control. That's just what happens. And so naturally you just end up spending more time with them. You end up collabing with them, or you collab with whoever you want. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I mean, I think I was one of the first people to ever really shout out Alonzi, and he's almost to 1,000 subs now, and he hasn't even been on a year, and it took me 4 years to get where I am. Am I jealous of the dude? Yeah. Am I supportive of him too? Yeah. I'm still going to continue to support him because I love what he's bringing into the community. As long as you feel like you have something to offer and you're willing to put in the time to do as high of quality content as you are willing to do, then you're fine. The lower the quality, the lower, the slower the sub count will be. And that's okay if you're willing to be patient and wait it out. I mean, 2 years ago, I had 325 subscribers. And I have almost 1,000 more 2 years later. I'm a slow growing creator, and I'm okay with that. I like growing organically. I don't want to force anything. I like being myself on camera. That's a foreign concept to some people, but that's just who I am. It breaks my heart to see so many people sad and frustrated within the community, because that's not what any of us within the community want. We don't want people sad and frustrated. If you're sad and frustrated, step back and find out why. Don't try to necessarily blame other people unless somebody has seriously gone out of their way to hurt you. I mean, Otaku Mike has had some serious shade thrown his way, and you know, he has every right to be upset about what was said to him, and I'm equally upset about what was said to him, because no one should say that to another human being. I'm sorry. But, you know, at the same time, like, you can't expect everybody to love everything you do. I sure don't. Especially where I bridge two communities. Like, I feel like my sub count is ever fluctuating because I put up a bookish video, I feel like bookish people find me, and then I put out a manga video and more manga people find me, but the bookish people are mad so they go away, and then the manga people are mad and they go away. So I'm in this ever flux, but I love what I'm doing. And over, I've had manga friends say, oh my gosh, I started picking up more books because of you. Or I've had my bookish friends saying, hey, I want you to recommend a manga to me. What would you recommend based on these books? And it's been so fun for me to bridge both communities. And I'm not willing to give that up. I love being part of both communities. I feel like I find more of my people in the MangaTube community, if I'm honest, and I've talked about that before on this channel. But that doesn't change the fact that I still love my bookish friends, and I want to still be friends with them. I mean, I'm going to BookNet Fest in a couple weeks, so I can finally meet my friends in person, and I'm so excited. But honestly, guys, like, this is just the reality of being in a YouTube space. And I know that reality, when some people figure it out, it's hard. They don't want to face it. But I want you all to know that I genuinely, as a creator, anybody that subs to me and anybody that I'm subbed to, I consider a friend. I think they're great people, because I wouldn't give them my time, and I wouldn't spend time watching ads to support their channels if I didn't love them as people and care about them as people. So if you want to support the channels that you love, give them that watch time, give them that sub, give them that like, show them the support that way. Leave a comment saying, oh my gosh, I love seeing you in my feed. Even if you don't necessarily love what they're talking about, just say, I love that you popped up in my feed. And like I say, I'm not the best at leaving comments. I'm really working hard on that because I know I'm awful at it. But I watch all your videos. I do. I give you the watch time because I know that's what's most important to the stinking YouTube algorithm that we all have to play if you want to grow and more people to see you. While we're at it, I'm just going to give some general like YouTube creator tips outside of the quality stuff. Yeah, spend the time to make a good thumbnail. I mean, you can use something like Canva and make a really great looking thumbnail in like 2 minutes. You don't have to spend a lot of time. That's something you can use on your phone or on your desktop. Like, you can use it either place. But that's how I've been doing thumbnails for a long time now, and I have no regrets. I used to use PicMonkey, but then they were gonna charge me money, and I wasn't okay with that anymore. So I went over to Canva, and Canva loves me. And, you know, it takes just a couple extra minutes, but those couple extra minutes have made a big difference in who sees my channel. And I genuinely think that if you're posting 12 videos in a day, people aren't going to continue to follow you. That's just the reality of it. They're annoyed that you jammed up their feed, and they feel frustrated because they don't feel like they can spend 6 hours watching your content, and so they're going to unsub to you. Spread out your content. Schedule your content. If you want to put up one video every day, do it. If you want to put up one video a week, do it. Just try to make it as consistent as you can. I try to upload 3 times a week. The days vary depending on what's going on in the week. You know, I'll occasionally have those weeks where I daily vlog or whatever, but typically speaking, sometimes there's more towards the end of the month because I have wrap-ups and releases on my radar and some of my regular stuff that I do, but other than that, it's really 2 to 3 videos a week, and I think that's more than enough for my viewers. Sometimes I do 4. If I'm feeling really inspired, you'll probably only see 2 or 3 this week. This week has been rough. Yesterday, I had to go to a viewing for somebody very close to me, and that was really, really hard. Yet now I'm here trying not to cry as I talk to all of you because I want you to know that you're seen and know that you're cared about within the community. I mean, I can't spend all day every day watching YouTube. I do need to read too. But I understand if you're feeling burnt out or frustrated or upset because I've felt them all. You have to take the time to learn what your balance is. If you feel overwhelmed doing more than 1 video a week or even more than 1 video a month, only do what you can handle. Your subscribers will understand. If they don't, they'll unsub, they'll go away, and that's fine. You need to do what's best for you. You need to do what's best for your health. You need to do what's best for your sanity. You just have to do what's best for you. And all of us YouTube watchers will understand. We're not going to be mad at you for taking a couple weeks off because you're going on vacation or you're getting married or you're just feeling burnt out and need to go away for a while and kind of reset and recharge. We understand all of that. We're not going to be mad at you. And if anybody's mad at you, like, let them unsub because that is just not cool. I just really felt like I needed to make this video. I'm usually not big on the discussion videos, and you guys know this. You guys know this about me. I try to not jump into all of this, But this one hurts. Some really hurtful things have been said about creators, and that might be how you personally feel, but I don't feel like those things should be flung about in the community. Keep your personal opinions to yourself. I really, genuinely, honestly think that everybody within the communities are great people. I think we're all here for a common purpose, and that's to share our love of reading. Whether that's manga or books, it's reading. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about books. We're here to talk about manga. We're here to talk about all of the things that we love and fangirl and geek out over, because that's what we do here. I just want you guys to remember to take a step back and remember that everything you're saying is being watched by someone. If you're going to throw somebody under a bus, like, have it out with the person in private first. And if you feel like you can't get it out there, then do what you got to do. But I will never be one to throw shade at someone on purpose. Like, that's just not who I am. And, you know, if I have beef with someone, I would rather just DM them and be like, hey, that wasn't cool, cut it out. Or, you know, I really didn't agree with this, or I didn't understand this, can you explain to me? Like, I would just rather talk to them in private rather than air out dirty laundry in public, because I don't think that's fair, because then I think other people within the community are going to get your opinions mixed up with their own, because we are influencers. We influence what the general public who watches these videos sees. And I really want you guys to remember that. So if you're loving something, talk about it a lot. If you don't like something, tell people you don't like it, tell them why you don't like it, and then leave it alone. Don't continue to drag it through the mud. If you're having problems with a creator, go talk to them. It doesn't need to be in a public space. That's just how I'm going to always feel about it. You know, go watch the beauty community if you want to see what it can do to a community, because holy crap. Like, we don't want that in our space. We want our space to stay positive. We want our space to stay happy. We all have sad days, and we all have points where we're upset. If you're feeling that way, DM me. I will talk to you. I will do everything I can to help you feel better. I will do everything I can to help support you however I can. I will always be that person, because I will always be Big Sis Shae. And I hope you guys will think of me that way, because I am a big sis. And I really hope with all my heart that my younger brother knows that he can come and talk to me anytime. I really think he does. We tend to talk quite a bit, but, you know, I want you guys to feel like I'm your big sister and you can come and tell me anything. And I'm not going to go airing out your dirty laundry to other people. That's not my business. But you can come and you can talk to me, and I will do everything I can to help you feel better, to mediate a situation even if you need. Like, I'm always here. Honestly, guys, I love you all. I really honestly do. And I don't think you understand how much I really honestly love you all. You should hear my husband sometimes. I talk about you all like you're my own children. I mean, technically, Prete could be my child. We've had this discussion. But anyways. Oh, goodness. Really, guys, I love you so much. I have rambled on far too long in this video. I hope you guys made it to the end. If you really did, give it a like and tell me. And I'm not doing this to be mean to anybody. I'm not doing this to demean anybody. I want this to just be something that you guys are aware of. That if you want to be successful on YouTube, you have lots of people who are willing to help you. I mean, there are even creators on YouTube that's their sole purpose of their channel, is to help you outsmart the YouTube algorithm and get those views and get those likes and get those subs. They tell you everything you need to do. And a lot of times they'll tell you how to do that from your phone. So you don't have to have a big fancy setup to be successful on YouTube. You just have to put in a little more time and a little more effort and get smart about it. So, and if you want to be here just to make friends, that's okay too. No one's going to hate you for it. I love you guys. I'll see you later.